Hey everybody, welcome to Signals from the Frontline. We haven't picked a day yet.
Wednesday.
Yeah, it's Wednesdays.
Oh, okay, we're just gonna keep rolling with it.
Get with the
That
program, jeez.
That was the hottest.
Yeah, it's like the third one they're done on a Wednesday.
Dude, we actually hit it on Wednesday.
Yeah,
I'm so used to saying the day, like, because I've done this 741 times plus our Age of Sigmar podcast. Also, Jay gave me a funny look when you clap. That's so that you can easily identify where to start to cut the pre-roll before you start going live. It gives a spike on the audio.
Oh, in your technical terms, got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, man, get with it, guys.
Yeah.
You guys need to up your game, dude. Start acting like professionals. All right. Anyway, this is Signals from the Frontline. This is your Frontline Gaming podcast brought to you weekly. TBD on the day. Should be Wednesday. We had a really busy week, so we had to push it back. But as always, brought to you by your host, Reece, aka Reeceus on the interwebs, and Franklin, the world's greatest, and Jake from State Farm, I think is what people were throwing out there in the chat.
I mean, it sticks.
I like Jake the Snake, dude.
It fits. I mean, that just sounds slithery.
It's so old. Yeah, I know. It's so old, though.
Yeah, but
the Hulk Hogan era. Jake from State Farm is like the new generation for Jakes. I know there's Jakes out there listening. Tell me you're not annoyed by the whole Jake from State Farm, Jake the Snake.
Jake that got baked. I don't know. Like today it would be like Jake no cap, Riz skibbity toilet or something that I don't even comprehend.
You sound hella old. Yeah. Actually, I only keep up to speed because mine's 11, so I get some updates, and then I have to Google it.
I have no Mike
6'7".
Yeah, what is 6'7"? I don't understand what that is.
It's the number that comes after 6, and then you say the number that becomes before 7.
Oh, so it's like Rebecca Black.
It's like counting. Yeah, it's like counting. It's teaching you how to count.
Thursday, tomorrow is Saturday.
Just so you know.
After that is Sunday. You're like, thanks, Rebecca Black. It's like Sesame Street or something.
It's
like
good.
That.
It's great. Yeah. Just so you know, math skills and reading skills are down since 2005. Down significantly.
That's good.
So that's why they're teaching them how to count with songs. 6, 7.
What is?
I saw one.
No idea.
I saw one interpretation that it means like it implies go away, but like
really?
I don't know. Yeah,
it's the nicer way of saying go away, I guess.
Dude, my son is due next month, and like I was like, when he's 10, I'm gonna be 54.
Jeez Louise.
I'm not even gonna try. He's gonna be speaking in like boops and blip. Like, have you ever seen the movie The Gods Must Be Crazy?
Yeah.
Where they like click and stuff. It's gonna be like that for kids at that point. They're gonna be speaking like when the modem would dial in to the internet in the old days.
I'm ones and zeros.
I'm gonna have no idea. Like, yeah, he's gonna be in the Adeptus Mechanicus, dude. Like, the flesh is weak, Father. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it's great. It's the future. It's the 41st millennium.
I know. I'm gonna have to start doing like steroids or something, because like when my kid hits teenage years, like that dynamic between
you're gonna have like a walker.
I know. I'm like, don't hit me. This is elder abuse.
Frail.
I'm gonna have to get seriously back in the gym, otherwise, like that's gonna go sideways right around 15, 16 years old, dude.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna be able to keep up at all.
No.
Can't wait.
This is the weirdest intro ever.
Is it though? This is old Signals, dude. Welcome to the fray.
Also, congratulations, Frankie. You've clearly been promoted to just the world's greatest, not even the world's greatest 40K player. So how does it feel?
I mean, that's even better. Yeah. It's more fitting, I think. As you age, you just get promoted.
Do you?
Except for Reece.
Do you?
He just gets older.
Yeah.
We were talking about this at lunch the other day, Reece. I was like, man, like I thought Reece was always like super, like there was like a way bigger gap between yours and my age, but it's because when we met, like I was still like considered mid-30s, and you had already passed the 40 mark. But then now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh, I guess the gap's not that big because for some reason we all keep increasing in the years count. So you're
catching up.
This is what we talk about at lunch. Like how old Reece is.
I can't wait. Yeah, it's amazing. I do look younger for my age though, because every now and then I'll meet someone and they'll be like, I'm 42. Like, I'm 42, and I'm like, damn, the years have not been kind to you, my friend.
I was gonna say the same thing about you, but I guess Yeah.
Well, when I've got my beard, when I grow my beard out, you can see all the white, and then it definitely is not doing me any favors. If I go clean shaven, it helps. I need to lose some weight too. that also helps. But
anyways, let's talk about some gaming stuff. Let's jump into it.
I was just about to talk about my prostate or something. You know, like
I mean, people
keep
might
it
want to
rolling.
hear about that. A lot of our listeners are probably getting to that age too.
Oh, different reason.
That flew over my head.
So, what's the topic of the week, Jake?
LVO, baby.
Woo-woo.
Part 2.
Yeah, it's like right around. It's literally 3 weeks away. I was looking at the calendar this morning. I was like, "Oh my gosh!"
Yeah, like
shows.
who's the freaking psychopath that decided it was a good idea to put a countdown timer on our events hub? Oh wait, that was me. I swear, it's a source of anxiety. Every single event, you know, like when our summertime after spring ends for our calendar year, and then we have this like, oh my god, we have like 4 events that are marketed at the same time, and then I watch as all the countdown timers go down.
Well, we're also crazy people. We did 2 in the same year. Granted, we didn't have a choice. We had to for the venue, but yeah. If you guys listen to any of our old podcasts before LVO, you can hear like how stressed out we are and stuff. Yeah, we decided to do 2 of those in the same year. So challenge accepted.
I think that's why
Reece is like, Reece is like, I'm having a baby. Sorry, guys.
Oh yeah, my bad. Like,
he planned it perfectly.
Yeah, like that was not on the schedule. And like my wife and I did IVF too, and so we did have some control over it. But when we planned it out, we hadn't decided to pull the trigger on the LVO yet. So this will be the first LVO that I may not actually be there. I will probably not be there for the first time ever because our due date is like right at the same time. So
yeah, Reece was sending me a message the other day. He's like, "Hey, you know, I might be able to make it to LVO." And I was like, "Reece, you're playing with fire, man." Yeah. I was like, "It's not quick to get back to your home." No. I was like, take this year off. Maybe don't come. He's like, "Oh, I'll see." I'm like, "All right."
Well, it's just I feel like it is. It's our baby, right? Like the LVO specifically is like my baby. I remember when Frankie and I were driving to a tournament and I pitched the idea to the guys. I was like, what if we did a tournament in Vegas? It would be like so cool. And again, that was after the Throne of Skulls event that GW had. And it was such a cool event. As I understand it, they took a massive financial loss, which after having done business in Vegas, I understand why they catered it and everything. And like, dude, the prices to cater an event in Vegas, it's like back then, it was like $30 a head. Now it's like $60 a head. So just imagine that. Do the math times, several hundred players. So I remember we pitched it and everyone was like, I don't know. And like we went into it, and it's honestly a miracle that it worked on the first one because running events in other places is a lot easier because they really want your business, right? If you're running an event in Podunkville, nowhere, they're like really hungry to get you to come in and bring in business, especially if you do it every year. It's still hard. I'm not trying to make it sound like it's easy ever. In Vegas, they got a line of people that want to come in as long as you're their arm, and they'll chew you up and spit you out, man. The contracts are Byzantine, and there's all these like booby traps. And, I felt like, I was hearing CCR playing in the background when I was trying to read that contract, like, choppers going through the jungle in Nam. I was like, this is so confusing, but we managed to pull it off and keep rolling with it. But yeah, man, having an event in Vegas, especially when you're inexperienced like we were, it's seriously a miracle that we pulled it off and didn't just get absolutely taken to the cleaners.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Well, we're excited. We're excited to have another one. I know it's a little crazy. The venue is super nice, and it's for the long term going to be a massive improvement. We were pretty much tapped out at the Rio. We couldn't really fit anything else in there. So in order to pivot to a bigger venue, there was nothing available in January. We called every hotel in Vegas that had a bigger venue space than the Rio, which is not very many. When you get to the stage that the LVO is at, you have really limited options. And it's weird because in the old days, the reason we picked January is because that was the low season in Vegas. But then after COVID, it became the high season. So we were looking at like MGM and like all these other hotels, and like MGM is like, okay, you need 3 million in food and beverage, meaning the amount of money that people have to spend while they're there, which is a 100 times more than what we've ever done, or no, what our expectation was. Our F&B is quite a bit higher than that, and the rooms were like $350 or something a night, and we were like, there is a 0% chance, and they wanted a room booked for every anticipated attendee.
Yeah.
And if not, if you couldn't do that, which is impossible in this industry, they're like, yeah, we don't want your business. They just told us to hit the bricks, you know. So we looked at the place we're at, and it's a great fit. It's in an awesome part of town. It's near Fremont Street, which we'll talk about that. But in order to secure the contract, we had to do it this year. So
yeah, exactly. And like Rio wasn't even offering us a contract for the next year. The only date was like New Year's
January
weekend
2nd.
or something. Yeah,
January
it was like
2nd.
right in New Year's. We're like, well, that's suicide. That ain't gonna work, because they're going through so many changes structurally at the Rio. They got bought out again, so now they have a new person. So yeah, they were like, we can give you this date. We're like, well, that's not gonna work. And then luckily we found the World Market Center, and they have more space, which we outgrew the Rio already. And we're like, okay, well, let's do this. And they're like, well, we need you to book this year. We're like, okay, well, guess we're going hard mode, boys. 2 in the same year. Here we go.
Yeah, that was the conversations that we were having. Where it's like, whether it's like, let's say it was an option to just kick it over to like 18 months later, whether it was 18 months later or whether it's like twice in 1 year, it's like, no matter what, there's never going to be a good time to like take a leap and like dive into it. Right. Like we have like a fixed set of things that we have to do pre any event, let alone like LVO on its own. But yeah, just like Reece was saying, like the venue is like, it's an amazing one. And internally on our end, like a lot of people probably can imagine that leading up to shows, especially LVO in particular, we get pretty wigged out. We got a lot going on. I think we've said this multiple times. We are not a large team, especially ones that are involved in like event coordination. But it's like it's easy to get lost in the sauce and not appreciate like all the exciting stuff that's actually happening, which I've been trying to do personally lately. Where it's like, oh yeah, that's right. This thing's gonna be so fun. You know, like GW bringing laser tag for the first time, like the Kill Team Live laser tag, dude. Like even our World Market Center, like our event contact, dude, she's so ready. So 100% got to comp her tickets for that, because dude, she's like she's ready to jump in there. She's like, I'm gonna be there like all day every day. I'm like, I got you.
Play some laser tag.
I got you.
You know, it's funny. We've gotten at least 3 people I can think of off the top of my head into 40K because they were working at the venue, and then at the end of the show they would be like, okay, what do I need to get? This looks super cool. Like we've had multiple security guards, like people that worked at the bar, and they're like, dude, this looks like fun. And it's funny, man. Like people always, too, the staff is always like, wait, what are you doing? Like, what is this? And then they come and they walk around, they're like, I've never seen anything like this in my life. And you're like, yeah, well, just wait till my man Henry Cavill's on Amazon with that show.
Yeah, exactly.
And then it'll be even bigger. But no, the venue is awesome. I think people are going to be wowed when they come in.
Yeah.
They're going to see like how much nicer, how much of a level up it is. But yeah, I just got to get through the transitional phase of pivoting to a different time on the calendar, which is always tricky. But again, for the long haul, it's going to be for the better. I think October is going to be a lot easier for people to travel as well. January was really kind of the end of January was a nice spot because there's a big gap between that and then the last big event. But then you're also contending with the people spending money to get to travel for Thanksgiving and Christmas, buying presents and all that sort of stuff. So once we reestablish ourselves, I think it'll be easier for people to go. And it's funny too, though, because like it's going to take a little bit of time. I was just talking to my buddy, and he was like, "Wait, LVO's in October?" I'm like, "Yeah, man." Like, I was like, cancel whatever plans you had. You don't have to go to Halloween. Like, just come on out, dude.
Yeah.
So
Cancel Halloween.
Let's cancel it.
So yeah, it'll take a little bit of time to for people to readapt because we did it for so long in January. But I think once people adjust to it, they'll see that the venue's better, timing's better, and the location I think is better too. Like Rio was slightly off strip, right? It wasn't that bad. Like you just had to take a little like Uber or a longer walk. This venue is right next to Fremont, which for those of you who don't know, for people who aren't from Vegas or maybe not be familiar, Fremont is like old Vegas. And whenever you see a movie, typically speaking, when you see a movie where it's in Vegas, that's Fremont. That's where you have like, it looks like a wall of lights, like Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, The Hangover. Like a lot of these movies, they actually film on Fremont Street because it looks cooler, right? It's like the classic Vegas feel.
Yeah,
no.
It's also where all the locals go. Like all the locals go to Fremont Street and all that stuff because it's just more fun. It's actually cheaper too.
Way cheaper.
Like hotels are cheaper, drinks are cheaper, food's cheaper. The entertainment down there is cheaper. Like it's just a lot easier for like locals and stuff. So I think the people that have never been to Fremont Street that come and visit are gonna be like, wow, they're gonna be like, oh wow, this is a lot different. You're like,
Yeah, and it was a long time ago where downtown Vegas and Fremont had a bad stigma associated with it. But that's, I think the city's done a phenomenal job with the reinvigoration that they budgeted in or maybe 6-7 years ago. I think like the start of like the container park and like they were subsidizing businesses and stuff, and like it just made it boom. It feels like kind of what I think would it be closer to California? No, maybe not. But it just seems like a more hip scene for sure. Or it is. It's not. It doesn't seem like it's been renovated for so long now. But like it's a ton of fun.
Yeah, it's also like a quick ride from the Arts District too, which is also a very local spot. You go down there. There's all sorts of arts places, like hipster bars, like all sorts of cool stuff down there. If you get a chance to go out to dinner or something like that, definitely go out that direction because there are some amazing restaurants in the Arts District, and it's literally like a 5-minute Uber ride. Like, so it's as far as the Rio was from the Strip is basically where you'll be staying to the Arts District. So there's a lot of cool areas out near Fremont Street. So
yeah, Golden Nugget's great. And that was kind of like the best option for this year, given like it's 0.9 miles away, which I think we talked about at least once or twice, but like it was actually a little bit closer than how long it took to get from the Masquerade Towers if you stayed at the Rio all the way to like the ballrooms.
That was a track, dude.
which is pretty funny. But bear with us, everyone. That's the growing pains or like the transitioning phase stage of all this is what is most difficult to make sure that like information is 100% accurate rather than shooting in the dark. But like, our event schedule for LVO, our general LVO schedule was also posted on LasVegasOpen.net. So that's available. That has, primary or the prime show hours. But then, of course, for event specific, like if you're playing in a tournament or if you're coming for like something in particular, just check your player packets for those. But the general show hours are there. And there's definitely some notable changes, such as registration opening for the first time ever at 9 a.m. on Thursday.
Yeah. We're trying to avoid the long lines that people, well, to be honest, they weren't that long lines, but we're trying to get rid of those lines that people were standing in last year. Or I guess not last year, this year.
They're pretty long there, Franklin. Yeah. They're pretty long.
It went pretty quick, but the lines at times could be long. But
nobody likes to stand in a line, so we're trying to get those out of there. So basically, Thursday we're going to be open all day. Yep. So basically, you can come by anytime and get checked in on Thursday, and then obviously Friday morning we'll probably have a little bit of a backup. But if you get there early, if you get there on Thursday, come check in. Because there won't be lines. It's not like we're opening up registration at 5 p.m. like we did in years past. We'll be open all day long. So
and then just pay attention to the exhibitor hall hours too. So meaning the show opens at 2 p.m. on Thursday. So all early stuff. So plan accordingly, but right around like that staggered Thursday schedule. Thursday is just like pretty important, just because like that's probably the biggest change to our scheduling. But that's where like the army storage or the gear and army storage desk opens up, which was a new feature for this year because we understand that it's not connected to a hotel property like it used to be. But we also have scooter rentals, so you could do a 3-day scooter rental. I'm looking at you, John Cook.
Oh wait, like the Walmart scooter?
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Yeah, so you can rent those for the weekend, but they also have handicap wheelchair rentals as well as options go.
Oh, well, can't sign me up, dude. I can't wait.
Okay.
I'm going to put tassels on the handlebars, flames on the back.
It's the way to ride in style.
Dude. The baby's here. I'm just going to slam him in the front, 3 days old. I'm like, let's roll, baby. But
That's all you need is that backpack. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, the front, Carlos, dude.
There you go. There you go.
But to go back to Fremont Street, Jake, you were saying that it's like really, really close to the venue, right?
Yeah, it's like if you go out the back door of the Golden Nugget, you are on Fremont Street. Like it is literally on Fremont Street.
Yeah, so you're walking distance to the nightlife. The
Yeah.
Golden Nugget was recently renovated, so it's actually really nice. It's a much better price, and it's 0.9 miles from the venue. I had someone saying, like, do I have to rent a car? I'm like, no, man, you don't have to rent a car. Like, there'll be transportation. I think that's a good one to touch on too, guys, if you want to give the details on that.
Yeah, we'll have a shuttle service going. So in the mornings from the Nugget to the venue, we'll have like 4 or 5 buses going back and forth for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So you'll be able to jump on those if you want to. You can Uber, you can walk, you can drive, whatever your choice is. The weather during October typically is like, okay, I haven't actually looked at the weekend, but it's usually like California weather. So it's a lot nicer. But yeah, we'll have shuttles going back and forth. And then throughout the day, we'll have a shuttle going back and forth all day long. And then as most of the events end, we'll also have another bulk shuttle service going. So we'll have like 4 or 5 going towards the end of the day. So there'll be options. Obviously, Ubers and driving are always easy too. But if you guys want to wait for the shuttle, it should be going back and forth from the Nugget to the Expo all day long. So,
and if you are driving, it's free parking for everyone during this weekend. So, you know, parking is not an issue. But speaking of weather, early October, our average daytime highs are in the mid 80s.
Yep.
And the lows are in the 60s. So literally October is like one of my favorite months in Vegas.
Yeah, the fall in Vegas is the nicest weather by far.
Yeah.
Like, we've had a couple years where it was raining or even snowing at the LVO, which, to be fair, having it cool like that isn't bad, but being able to walk around in a t-shirt sure is nice. So the parking is free. What about the shuttle?
Yeah, shuttle's all free. So as long as you have your con badge and all that stuff, you'll be free. So back and forth.
How big is the parking lot, Jake, for local people or people that are driving in and they just want to drive back and forth? Is it going to be easy to find a spot?
Yeah, it's massive. It's a whole garage structure, and they have valet, free valet.
The valet is pretty small, but you can go to there.
Yeah, no, I always laugh when it's like free valet. It's like, I don't think I've ever paid for valet, but like, is there such thing as a free valet without you feeling guilty about like not tipping?
Oh, I see that's why you put it in quotations. I was like, huh? Yeah. I was like, but that's still, dude. Throw the guy at 5, and don't have to worry about finding a parking spot. Just walk right in. That's awesome. And then what about when can people leave their stuff at the LVO? Is that an option?
Yeah, absolutely. We're gonna have a gear storage this year. So anybody that was in the high rollers or have one of those premium tickets, you're qualified for it. Other than that, I think it's $30 for the weekend, Jake. Anyways, so you can pay $30. And it's an option that we've never had before, but you can literally check your stuff with our staff. It goes into a room, gets locked up at night. Then in the morning, it's open. You're able to come in. Our guys will grab it and give it to you. So
that's $10 a day to leave all your stuff and not have to worry about it. That's pretty good.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I was at when I was at Adepticon in Milwaukee this year. They did that. They had lockers, and it was really convenient. Like, a lot of them, I think a lot of the lockers were completely full.
Yeah.
It seemed to be a really popular option, and Adepticon, I can't remember the name of the venue. It was really nice. There's no attached hotels to it, so going to that made me realize, like, oh, this isn't a big deal. Like you just leave your stuff there overnight, which is I did. I took that option. I left all my stuff, and then I either walked back and forth or I hitched a ride with somebody to the place we were staying, and it was like it really wasn't a big deal at all. Especially like that one didn't have parking. The fact that there's free and close parking makes it super easy because a lot of people fly in, but a huge number of people drive in, right? So like if you've already got a vehicle, it makes it super easy to go to wherever you're staying, be it the Golden Nugget, which we recommend because that's where everyone's going to be staying for the social experience. But people get Airbnbs or they stay at. Some of our friends were joking that they were going to stay at a place where they have cheap pai gow. And I was like, all right, man, like whatever floats your boat, dude.
Yeah.
So
Is that the Gold Coast?
Yeah, it's Gold Coast.
Okay, yeah. I
Yeah.
heard their Chinese restaurant is like the best.
Oh, really?
Oh, really?
Interesting. I've never been.
Yeah, because it is a heavily like Asian centric or Asian themed casino. But yeah, I've heard about the pai gow. I've heard about the Chinese restaurant, but I don't think I've been to the Gold. I've been here over 20 years. I don't think I've been into the Gold Coast.
No, definitely.
There was didn't the War Room Games guys run their event at the Gold Coast?
They might have.
I think they did. And the venue was like it's a little bit smaller of a venue, but like the hotel was pretty cool. So, but in Vegas there's a million options, right? Like you like depending on your comfort level, your budget. The one I always thought was a little sketchy was the Hooters one.
Yeah, it's not there anymore. It's called
really?
or something. It got bought out.
Yeah, that was one where they found like a dead person.
yeah, that one was pretty sketchy. But
yeah. So the long and the short of it is there's a ton of options. We totally recommend the Golden Nugget and the shuttle ride, a point less than a mile. It's going to be a couple minutes. You don't have to pay for it. Super convenient. If you want to park your own car, you can. So getting in and out is going to be really easy. And then if you stay at the Golden Nugget, you just walk over to Fremont. And Fremont's awesome. They have a zip line that goes down through the middle. There's all these buff dudes standing around you can take a picture with. Two thumbs up. Totally recommend.
Yeah, they call it the Fremont experience, and it is an experience for sure. But we're also working on getting some specials at some of like the local bars and other areas on Fremont. So then you guys will have specials that are equated to the LVO. So like special drink specials or appetizers, things like that. So we'll get that all posted. It'll all be in the FLG app when the event starts.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, brother. Why don't you say more about that? Because I bet a lot of people don't even know about it.
The FLG app? Yeah. So the FLG app will have personal schedules, all of that stuff. You can download it off the App Store. I believe it's called the Frontline app. And then it also links to our events page, so you guys can get all the information for all of our events. It also has like our terrain pack and things like that on there. So anytime you're playing a game, it makes it a lot easier to bring that stuff up. But during the event, it'll have a personalized schedule for your schedule of LVO. So if you're taking a bunch of paint classes, it'll have your schedule, what days, all of that stuff. And then it'll have any kind of specials that are going on as well. So whether it's vendors or food things, et cetera, et cetera. So definitely download that. It helps out. It also, for check-in at registration, it makes it a lot easier because you can just bring up your QR code right there and then registration can scan it. So. And then also bag or gear storage will all be run through the app as well. So definitely recommend it. There'll be more and more features as we go on for more and more events as well. So get used to it.
That's some high tech stuff, dude.
Yeah, we're fancy over here. But yeah, definitely. Like Reece was saying, definitely stay at the Golden Nugget. We're gonna have our after parties. We're having 2 of them. We'll be at the Golden Nugget main bar. We'll just be hanging out with everybody, all that stuff. So if you are staying at the Nugget, it'll feel just like any other LVO where everybody's hanging out and telling war stories and stuff after the event, which is usually my favorite part anyways.
Yeah, it's the social aspect is definitely what keeps me going. Like, although in my tiny little game group here on the island, I got one of my best buds here. He's getting super into 40K and he whooped the pant. Like we finally played a real game where I'm like, okay, I'm gonna try and beat you, and he whooped me. I could not kill the Lich Guard, dude. I got him down to 1 model, and then they all came back, and I was like, I just shot my load. I don't have anything that could possibly kill it, and then the stupid Lich Guard walked through me. So now he's like, oh, dude, he's like, let's pick a tournament, we'll go. And I'm like, hell yeah, dude. So we might have a Puerto Rican team coming to represent, dude.
Nice. That's awesome. Yeah.
It's funny. Although the local people here, I can't speak for everybody, of course, but in my experience, a lot of the Puerto Ricans prefer 1-page rules, which I thought was interesting. I think it's just a little bit easier to get rocking and rolling. But so it's fun. I was like, all right, I might have somebody to come with me. So that'll be really fun. But I'm excited. I'm really bummed I'm going to miss the LVO. This one sounds like it's going to be a banger. And the app's super cool. If you want to come and hang out, last time I'm sure earlier in the year when we did it again, you probably saw Team Zero Comp. We were all wearing silly matching tracksuits. So you know what? I think it'd be fun. What if we can maybe throw something out, some kind of fun swag or buy a beer or something to any other team that has a funny outfit to come to the social mixer. That could be something that's really fun. Because you remember, like there was a while where everybody was doing the dress thing, the dress challenge that we had done. So if a team could come up with a cool, fun team-themed outfit, maybe we could throw them some swag or something like that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, we usually reward people that dress up at the LVO. We're like, hey, good job. Here's a cool dice or whatever we've got. Here's a shot glass. We've got all sorts of like little goodies that we hand out to people that are presenting us with cool things. So,
no, definitely.
Yeah,
We'll be
what's
adding
up
more
with
stuff to the schedule, like specifics, because I know, like even like, hey, when do we redeem challenge coins, pins, or whatever, like stuff like that. Definitely working on being more specific on like the entire like agenda itself. So, yeah, just keep an eye out basically for this week where everything is like now finally able to be finalized. So yeah, that's pretty much it. Just keep an eye on the schedule is the main thing.
Yeah, and then the 40K player packs went out, right, Jake? I know a lot of people were asking about that.
Yep.
Yeah, it's all live. Most of the player packs are live. I think there's only like maybe a couple stragglers that aren't. So
yeah. And then what like tell us more about the challenge coins, because I'm sure there's people that don't know what that is either. We assume they do, but there's people that are probably like, what the heck? What's the challenge coin, and what can I do with it?
That's true, and it's been all the way since January, admittedly, that I've been saying like, oh yeah, we need a sign that explains it at each of the events, and here we are in September. Maybe I will have it at LVO that actually like explains it. but what our challenge coin program is, because it used to, like it's traditionally been with an actual like military-esque challenge coin. So you receive one of these at each of the events, and they're really, really cool. But it's basically just like the souvenir item that comes with any event ticket or FLG event ticket. And then you can redeem a prize at any of the events, obviously the bigger ones occurring at LVO, by showing that your challenge coins that you've collected throughout X amount of years. Like we went completely like unstrict on it. If you have 30 coins, which would probably actually, I don't know if that'd be possible or not.
I don't think it's possible.
Okay. Well, even if you had 10 coins, right, or 20 coins, you can turn them in, or not turn them in. Sorry, to be very clear, you do not turn them in. Show us, show them to us, and redeem prizes according to however many coins you have collected. We switched it up a little bit this year just to freshen it up, because there was like mixed feedback, especially those that had a lot of challenge coins collected. It was like a brick, like the weight of a brick that they were carrying around, and it's like, boom, here's my like 12 challenge coins. Yeah. So like, we've switched up basically any of our merch, which could be, like we've done poker chips, because obviously we're based in Vegas, so that could be considered a challenge coin item. And then also the pins.
We've been doing full color pins that we've been giving out at LV events this year. So the pins make it a little bit easier because you can just attach them to your bag or whatever, and then you just bring them in. So yeah, exactly.
Oh, those are cool.
Yeah. So they're sick, and they're like custom designed to match each of our like event artwork, and that was kind of the draw. I'm gonna try not to stab myself, but as soon as I saw people like walking around with the pin, I'm like, that's exactly.
Yep, exactly. And I just put them on my FLG bag. So it makes it super easy for carrying it on the plane and all that stuff. And then it looks cool too. So.
Yeah. So any of those items, any of those items that you have collected, just bring them to any FLG event, show it to us at the predetermined time. And win some free stuff, some extra free stuff.
That's awesome.
Heck yeah.
Yeah, so Thursday's going to be a banger. Thursday's going to be a banger. I can't emphasize Thursday enough, so that everybody remembers to try to, get there earlier than they're normally used to, because of what GW is doing for this year. Naturally, like we don't get a GW preview based off like timeline change and all that. But what they have invested like heavily in for this year was like a fun opening night with Games Workshop, where they're doing like a full blown like Warhammer paint and take. They're doing the Kill Team live laser tag. So basically for Thursday, it'll be free. And then Skaven Tide Horde Battle. So that sounded pretty epic. But the bigger one is the Joy Toy size Space Hulk.
Yeah, that's gonna be awesome, dude.
Yeah,
it's gonna be so sick.
Yeah. So if you remember, Space Hulk is just like a super lethal game. You know, like you roll a 6 and like fucking it dies, and then you roll another 6 and then it dies. So the fact that they're doing it on a Joy Toy size scale is pretty fun.
That's gonna be so cool. I can't wait.
And for people that don't know, Joy Toy is not an adult product. They're giant action figure sized 40K models, right? Like I think they're coming out with a Knight, or they did come out with a Knight, which I think is going to be like
massive.
It's got to be huge because I think the action figures are like 8 inches tall or something. They're really big.
Yeah, they're massive. They also did like a Redemptor Dreadnought, like all sorts of stuff. So
yeah,
pretty soon
be
to be able
really
to play a whole game of 40K with them.
They must sell really well because they just keep firing those things out, man. They're like, and here's another one. Here's a Custode, and here's
Yeah.
I don't think it was this LVO or the January's LVO, but I think it was the LVO before. One of our exhibitors actually like made a Kill Team Joy Toy board like at their booth and was actually like playing a full blown like Kill Team game with it. It was pretty cool.
So dude, cool. That board must be huge. You're gonna have to use one of those like sticks that they use in like World War II to like move.
They did, yeah.
Oh, did they really?
Yeah. Oh, it was our friends over at War Room Games.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. No, so that's fun stuff on that. So that's absolutely going to be a banger, and they're going to be like handing out drink tickets. We'll probably be handing out drink tickets, just having fun. But then also the Army Painter Challenge. So that game system agnostic competition or army painting competition that they launched in I keep wanting to say last year, but realistically it was this year. But they launched it in January, and it was awesome because it makes sense at LVO. We are a bunch of army painters, if you will, but they're doing their submissions starting on Thursday as well.
So that means you can submit any model. It doesn't have to be any specific game system.
Yep. So they do their categories, and all this information is on LasVegasOpen.net. Their rubric, their categories, so on and so forth. But their categories are like sci-fi, best sci-fi army, best sci-fi single model, best fantasy. Because we had the Glacial Geek as our guest hobby judge at BAO this year. So for every event, except for one, I think there was just one, but for every event in the 2025 calendar year, we've had like a celebrity or like a known, like hobbyist be in charge of the hobby, competition, the hobby skills competition, which to me just makes a whole lot of sense. It's like, we had Caleb Wissenbach at Atlantic City, right? It's like, dude, you're going to listen to this guy. We had Kevin Grubbs in Lone Star, and it being a regional event, like he's so talented. He's might as well be a local celebrity. But yeah, we also had Phil the Glacial Geek at BAO, and so he was torn having to give out like the best fantasy awards because he had to mix it between like old world entries and Age of Sigmar entries. So it's honestly like a really, really cool concept that they came up with.
Yeah, that is fun. And since their paint line's not attached to any one game, it makes sense for them to do it that way. Plus, it's like a lot of people that only play GW games, like they may not be aware of like the wide world of other minis, and there's so much good stuff out there.
Yeah.
Like so much cool stuff out there. So, well, I'm bummed I'm going to miss that because I always loved seeing the entries into the painting competitions because like such incredible talent and the amount of time and energy people put into it. It's really impressive.
Yeah, one of my favorite parts. But yeah, I mean, just to make you feel worse about missing it, just the list of vendors alone for this year, like, dude, I'm super hyped. Like we've got Vallejo coming out, like they're
nice.
For anybody that is familiar with Vallejo, that it's like they're not as out there in the US as much. So it was like super exciting to get them involved. We got Virgo's Vault, of course, who are local and facilitating a lot of our hobby program, but they always have like an amazing display. Like they're the ones that brought the Squidmar, like the big old manta commission piece. So like it's essentially like a mobile museum on that side. We've got Monument Hobbies. I guess I ended up talking about the paint stuff, but yeah, Monument Hobbies is doing some fun activities. They're coming out in force. We've got the Better Friends tattoo artist coming out again.
Yeah, so he's so stoked. He came by the shop the other day and he's like, "Oh, dude, I can't wait." He's like, he's like, LVO in January was awesome.
Yeah, dude, I was surprised how many people got a tattoo at the LVO.
Yeah,
like he did good business, dude. We were kind of like, why not? Let's give it a try. And the guy was like, hell yeah, dude. He's like, this is awesome.
Was that a missed opportunity? Should we have all three of us gotten matching tattoos?
We should get face tattoos like the Hangover 3. Keep it in the Vegas theme. You know what I'm saying? Like the Mike Tyson tribal tattoo.
Can we plan it? Can we plan it to frame just like the show is, to where like you have like a face tattoo like this, and then it extends out to mine, and then it extends out to Frankie? Is that what you're trying to do?
Sounds great.
Or we can get a 2-word phrase, and I get it on my right cheek, you get it on your left cheek, and then when we stand next to each other, it spells out a phrase.
Pass. Sounds horrible.
I didn't mean my face cheek either.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Now I'm in.
Now we're in. Yeah. We made it. We made it full circle.
I can see where you're at. First the Joy Toy clarification. Now you want to touch cheeks.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
And I'm finally in. I'm in the married club now, right? Like I can get away with a lot more, I think.
I think the older you get away with more.
Yeah, I'm not at that point yet. I'm not at that. It can't be the dirty old man phase yet. I got to hold on to something. I got to look forward to something.
That's fair. But yeah, tons of vendors for sure. Like a lot of the usual supporters. We've got like a bunch of the influencers coming out, like Titans, Vanguard Tactics, of course. Play on Tabletop, which actually that reminded me, we should probably talk about like all the cool stuff surrounding that. But Magnet Baron, we've got Gamers Grass, AK. Like it's a great lineup. Of course, Baron of Dice, because Steve would probably kill me if I didn't mention Baron of Dice, even though like I am not intentionally trying to name off or play favorites.
Let's keep going.
Artis Obis, Baxter's Fall.
There's going to be a King of the Coliseum event going on, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, and I heard Talk himself is finally making it out.
All right, that'll be great. That'll be great to see Talk.
Talk's a great guy.
Yeah. I've been bullying him. Not bullying. I wasn't bullying him. Yeah, I've been bullying him. I was like, dude, how are we gonna start this whole like KOTC, like project? And I haven't seen you once out here. Come on, man, because he didn't come out to SoCal either.
Yeah.
So they're running theirs. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think there's rumors of a new set potentially coming out as well.
Oh, cool.
For that, potentially, maybe.
Yeah, and for anybody who doesn't know, it's a skirmish style game that they pioneered on their channel. So for anybody who's kind of wondering what that is, and it's turned out to be very popular. It's quick games, smaller board, and we're excited to see them to continue to run with it.
Yep, and it was only available to like their memberships, but I believe they already did or will be very, very soon releasing it to their free view on YouTube. So like honestly, they created a great system. I'd like to think we created great mats and terrain to go along with it, but it's been extremely, extremely popular. But yeah, they'll be splitting their time between also doing some influencer stuff, right? Because at the end of the day, they really are like famous. And I've had to remind all these
very
guys,
famous.
Yeah, like even like like Vanguard Tactics, Adrian and stuff. It's like, dude, you got. I appreciate the humility, but y'all are like actually like known people, so it's kind of a thing. But yeah, so Vanguard Tactics has their own section this year because obviously like Steven and his crew put on like a great academy workshop type of thing every year, but they also added in my first tournament workshop which was I think was so long overdue. I'm all about like supporting like the newer player base because like I don't know how many times I hear like it's such a big event I don't want to go for the first time. Right? There's always something to do, whether it's like the 40K friendly if you're in a 40K, or even just the RTTs. But actually having like a professional workshop on like being walked through your first tournament is amazing. So those are a fresh set of tickets for this year. But the big thing is like they're actually kind of doing a stage takeover. So like the main stage where the awards will happen, and involving a lot of the other influencers. So it's called the Live Lounge. So you've got Titans included in there. You've got the Glacial Geek included, and honestly some other exciting like demos. But they're Play on Tabletop is talking about doing a live 40K in 40 minutes, which I actually don't know how that's going to work. Because I already know they take like days to edit their 40-minute clips.
Yeah. They do
40 minutes.
We did some of the Blood Throne content up there, so I was up there with them for a while, and like, dude, their setup is nuts, man. Like, they have a team of editors, and they're just like cranking stuff out. They have a big studio, like, because this may be news to you guys, but 40K does take longer than 40 minutes to play.
No
so,
way.
Yeah, unless they're playing like a 500-point game, I don't know. Actually gonna, or maybe they'll just film it live and then they'll edit it.
I think that's what it is, where it's like they're gonna film it and have audience reactions, right? And
that'd
then
be cool.
So it's pretty sick stuff.
Yeah, that would be fun. Get like a live studio audience, like sitcoms from the old days. We have to have
even if there's only like one person, you have the machine that makes it all like clap.
Yeah.
Man, there's so many people watching.
That would be fun, dude.
That's amazing. No, it's so much new stuff coming to the second LVO in 2025. We're super excited. So,
what about cosplay?
Cosplay's there for sure. Do I remember the details off the top of my head? I'm sorry, Leia.
Just about.
She's
about. She'll be the first one to comment too. She's like, "Oh my gosh."
As she should.
Yeah.
This is when I feel the worst, where it's like literally like I'm facilitating so much of this, but then like I just if I can look it up, it's just kind of it needs to purge the memory banks for a little bit so I can move on and make sure like the next thing doesn't get messed up. But yes, all the details of that are on LasVegasOpen.net.
Yeah. If you guys have any questions, most of the answers are there. If not, go ahead and post a comment.
Well, guys, good things come in 3. So the 3rd annual LVO cosplay. And there's a lot of details, but it looks freaking amazing. Check it out, LasVegasOpen.net. On the events drop down, you can see cosplay. Mm-hmm. And it is run by a really fun and friendly crew. And you'll see them at the bar afterwards having a good time. So definitely check it out. It's been slowly growing, and I'm really excited to, well, I won't be there, but I'm excited to imagine all the awesome costumes and see the pictures when they go on the internet.
I'll make sure the FOMO is as hard as possible, Reece. So, because like for this year, my plan personally was to make sure I'm out on the floor as much as possible, to capture that content. But I'll do random like kissy shout outs to you.
Oh, please do. Yeah. Please do. I might be like holding a newborn baby, but we'll see. So the actual contest is at 2 p.m. on Sunday. Be there by 1:30 and registered by 1. So that's the important part.
Boom.
And dress up.
Yeah, and dress up. Yeah, kind of important, I guess.
Dude, next time I'm gonna come in a white t-shirt and jeans. I'm gonna be like, I sell propane and propane products.
You should just come in that tank top you're wearing right now. The gun show.
Oh yeah, the gun show. the musket show. Get ready for it, dude. Well, so we don't have curtains yet because we just moved in, and there's windows obviously all over, and it's very warm here. So my office, even with the AC on, it's like a sweat box, dude. At the end of the day, my wife's like, she's like, "You don't smell good." I'm like, go pick some freaking blind, like, 'cause she's like,
amazing.
My wife's the kind of person that she'll like research everything to the like, and I'm like, how much research do you need to do on freaking I was like, just go get some gosh dang curtains. I was like, my room is like a freaking, it's like a greenhouse, man. Like the sun comes in, it just gets so hot. I'm like sweating while I'm typing. Yeah, it's brutal. I get a suntan at my computer.
That's good.
Yeah, because right around like this time of the day, the sun comes in through one of the windows, and I'm like, ah. So that's why I'm wearing. That is why I'm wearing a tank top. I am sweating as we do this.
Yeah,
I guess it's a good thing we can't smell you then.
Yeah. You stay there, you dirty dog.
Dude, I smell like victory. All right.
Yeah.
What did you win?
Yeah.
Life.
Or is it regret? Regret nothing.
That's the But then we have Magic the Gathering too, right? Going on.
We sure do. We sure do. Yep, we've got TCGs entering for the first time ever at LVO. Again, like with the space, like it gives us an opportunity to like kind of do whatever. So like if you know a TO or you're a TO, like we could literally do anything. The answer is like basically just yes. Well, not like 100% of the time. There's some conditions,
and maybe not this year. Maybe next year.
Yeah. No, but we've got the Laughing Dragon running this, and they've been great to collaborate with. But they're doing like a CEDH weekend pass. They've got team trios events going on. They've got the Commander weekend event, and they've even got like Flesh and Blood and stuff. So it'll be pretty exciting to see. Like it's uncharted territory for us because we've never done TCGs at LVO, but it's honestly great to see kind of both worlds melt. So really looking forward to that as well. And plus, like if because a lot of people are looking for something to do on Sundays, especially for like the main event, like for 40K champs players, always looking for something to do on Sundays, like jumping on one of these if you want. Because that's why even like Play-On's King of the Coliseum is like a Sunday event. The Long War Doubles is a Sunday event. So there's like plenty to do to just have like a fantastic weekend. But adding in TCGs, I think is a very, very welcome addition to our LVO program moving forward.
Dude, Team Mountain Dew and Cheetos, card games and miniatures games, always welcome. And all we need now is some hot RPG action, and we'll have like the nerd trifecta of tabletop gaming in effect. And then we're gonna have some board games going on too. That sounds like that's gonna be super fun. Yeah, it's definitely starting to branch out, right? Like the Hydra is growing more heads, and gonna try and cover all aspects of tabletop.
We did a toe dip into RPGs, so we actually do have a D&D open open tournament at LVO. So they're doing Friday, Saturday, and Sunday tickets for those.
How do you do a D&D tournament? Do you just role play harder than everybody else?
Yes, whoever role plays the hardest wins.
I love it, dude.
And tickets are super cheap for those. So $10 tickets. They're local. They're an awesome group. So we're just like, look, let's make it happen. Love to.
I'm not
do this.
I'm not kidding. How do you do a D&D tournament? I'm actually curious.
No idea. We're not running it.
Allow me to refer.
We ain't running
our
it, sir.
Tournament organizer.
I'm gonna look into this. I'm like, because they had a D&D minis game that was competitive, but I assume that's not what this is. That's really interesting. I'm going to look more into it. But I think we should default to the role playing the hardest.
Yes. I mean, that's how I would give out the prize.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm
Jake, you were role playing hard all weekend, and I appreciate it. Here's a banner for you.
Yeah.
Good job.
You know how you instantly win that? You create a bard character, and then you try and romance every other character and never break character.
With a flute? You just got a flute going. Like ready to rock, dude.
Oh, that's a lute, not a flute.
That's a lute, yeah.
Pardon me.
Different. Yeah.
But like, I think either all the other players drop out or you go to jail, right? So either way, you win, dude.
Oh, okay. This is actually pretty cool. So I was reading the player packet. I highly suggest that for anybody that's attending any sort of tournament. But yeah, so it's a 4 hour format. 15. Yeah. which includes 15 minutes of prep and 15 minutes of teardown time. But everybody fills out a team roster with your name and badge numbers, as well as choosing characters. And then teardown time will also include filling out a survey and voting for the best player.
See, it is.
You all play the hardest.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Oh my
Okay.
gosh.
Oh,
I'm gonna do
that.
I'm doing a training
That's it.
montage next year to
Yeah.
prepare for this, dude, with some awesome 80s music. You're the best around.
I'm
I can't
signing
wait,
up right
dude.
now. I'm playing.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah,
so the award categories are the best team, the team scoring the highest points total will be crowned the champions. And then there's best player. So the individual on the championship team who received the most votes from their teammates will be crowned the best player.
Yes.
dude, it's going down. So I'm gonna win that and the cosplay competition simultaneously because I'm gonna come with my costume, holding a skull. I'm gonna do the Macbeth soliloquy, and it's gonna crush, dude.
Yeah.
No one's gonna be ready.
You can't go out of character all weekend. Like you
No.
got to be in the character the entire time.
Well, why stop there? Why not just just stay in character and in costume and jump in and win the kill team championship too for laser tag. Laser tag.
There you go.
I'm gonna get my costume tomorrow, and I'm gonna do method acting from now until then, like Daniel Day-Lewis, baby. It's gonna be like I'm gonna win an Oscar for this performance. You know what? I'm not going bard. I'm going barbarian. I'm gonna get some furry underwear. Get some furry underwear. I'm gonna get a necklace made of teeth.
Gotta grow your hair out.
And I'm not gonna get in shape. I'm actually gonna do the opposite. I'm gonna subvert expectations. I'm gonna just drink a 12-pack a day until we get there. Come out with a gut out to to Kingdom Come. It's gonna be amazing, dude.
Dude, you sound pretty hype. I feel like you're one step away from telling Brenda she's on her own, and that you're.
I got plans, baby. I gotta go.
It's time for a career change. Midlife crisis is kicking in. I'm gonna be a professional, competitive role player.
I like it.
/ laser tagger.
There's still a chance for you.
That sounds like it might require a little bit of too much athletic ability, Jake. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh, that's right. The 12-pack of you can't have your cake and eat it too. Yeah,
I'm gonna be a large target at that point, so I don't think I'm gonna win very often.
Sounds great.
All right.
It sounds like it's gonna be a lot of fun.
Yeah, super exciting stuff, and it's crunch time for us. So I can't reiterate enough to everybody watching. Just keep eyes on LasVegasOpen.net. Keep eyes on the schedule. Keep eyes on your email inbox. Okay, we promise. We've done this before. Like the whole running event thing. We're gonna make sure that you guys are all covered. Just bear with us as we finalize some stuff. But I think that's a good pausing point. Just time sake wise. Do we have any pre-orders this week?
Yeah, dude. Aren't the Chaos Dwarves coming up?
Chaos Dwarves, baby.
Dude, or the Hellsmiths of Hapshoot or
dude,
whatever.
They look so cool. I was like, oh my god, I want them. And then I saw that it was for Age of Sigmar. I was like, all the guys at the shop are playing Old World. I was like, if it's an Old World army, I'm getting in.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's for Age of Sigmar. I was like, dang it, I don't have time.
Well, I think they still have the rules for Chaos Dwarves in the Old World, I think. Because the Forge World models they came out with for that were some of the best I've ever seen in my life. Like,
they're amazing.
So good. And I mean, these ones are freaking amazing too. So yeah, I bet that'll be a big pre-order. If you guys are interested, make sure to jump into the cart around 10 a.m. PST because they're probably going to go pretty quick. That's a highly anticipated one.
Yeah, dude, this dragon thing looks amazing.
Yeah,
dude.
Is it a Pegasus?
No, it's a bull. It's a Minotaur.
I think it used to be called the Brass Bull or something like that.
Bulls, yeah,
the Brass Bulls. Yeah, but it's that they've always had that since the old days. It's like a big giant winged bull.
Yeah, it's like the new models look so good. I was like, why is it not an Old World, man? Everybody's playing Old World right now.
Wait, everybody was just complaining that they were releasing Old World models. Like for Cathay, like everybody was like, why isn't that for Sigmar?
I mean, I don't see why they're not doing it for both, right? Like you could release it for both Age of Sigmar and Old World at the same time, and you'd sell twice as much stuff. Well, maybe not twice as much, but you'd sell more stuff.
Yeah, just
so I'm not sure why.
Bases in there.
Yeah. I don't know why. It's, in my opinion, it's kind of a missed opportunity. You're coming out with a full army that you could have for 2 different games.
Yeah, and you could apply that to the Cathay as well.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
those models are so sick.
Oh, absolutely, and they're at the same scale as Age of Sigmar, so it's like, why would you not just bring them out in both?
I think the Age of Sigmar models are the heroic scale, and the Old World models are, I think they're a little smaller. But yeah, I could be wrong. Like, yeah, I think the scaling is slightly off because Age of Sigmar models have gotten bigger. Like 40K models have been getting bigger too.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. It just seems kind of like a missed opportunity in my opinion. But it looks, those new models are sick. Those new models are really cool.
And then we had some feedback from some listeners and viewers. If you guys wanted, we could cover some of those if you guys wanted to at this point.
Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
Shoot away.
All right. Battle Brothers 40K said, so glad having you back. One of the best 40K podcasts ever. Perfect blend of great 40K talk and humor. Thank you very much. I'm only going to pick the compliments.
Yeah, I was like, there was no real feedback there. I was just like, hey, good job.
Nice. Thanks for that. That was nice. Crumbos152, in response to the Las Vegas team tournament question, said, I think 5-man teams are great for local events, but for large destination events like in Vegas, he thinks 8-man teams are the better call.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's personal preference, right? Some people like the 8s, some people like the 5s. 8s have a little bit more of like logistical difficulties, like we were talking about a little bit on the last podcast. 5s seem like they're a little bit easier, especially on this coast. I don't know about on the East Coast, but West Coast, a lot of the tournaments and stuff that do really well are 5-man team tournaments. But yeah, definitely something there for the 8-mans too. I mean, there's a lot of events with 8-mans as well. So
yeah, the California Team Championship is 5, if I remember correctly.
Yep, and they sell out every year. They got it's a fun tournament. If you guys have never gone, definitely recommend it. Those guys are a great group of dudes.
Yeah, Nick's a really genuinely nice person. And is that in Palm Springs, if I remember correctly?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. I remember they said one year the AC didn't work. I was like, oh, no.
Yeah,
that's not on them, of course. That's a venue issue. But like Palm Springs is like hotter than Vegas at times.
Yeah, they run quite a few events. So yeah, one of them, the hotel like didn't have AC, so everybody was like dying in their rooms. Like it's so hot.
Oh, it was in the rooms, not the venue. Oh,
yeah, well, it was the whole, like the entire hotel or something like that.
Oh man, and that's not a diss on them. They run amazing events.
No,
but that would be rough.
That would be brutal, dude. That would be rough.
Ganny NJ says, and again in reference to the team tournament formatting, differential scoring keeps every single player's game relevant, and that seems to be the thing players love most about team events. You never feel like you have a game that doesn't matter. Good feedback, thanks. I've always found that interesting because Frankie and I just played in an 8-man team tournament, and like, even though you're still contributing to the score, like there are games when you're like, we already lost. Like it's mathematically impossible. And we did differential scoring. We did 8-man teams, differential scoring, and we had a couple rounds where unfortunately it wasn't our team, it was our opponents had already won. They'd already gotten 20 O's, and it was like not conceivable to finish. So the guys that were like the last to finish already were in a position where like it didn't matter. Although you still are contributing points. I understand what I understand what Ganny, New Jersey, I think is what it stands for, is saying. So yeah, I don't know. Like I think it's a perception thing. Like you definitely, like for example, in the tournament Frankie and I played at, the fourth round didn't matter. The other team was already so far ahead that there was no coming back. So I think that might be more of a perception thing. Like if you go straight win-loss, like the team that wins more games wins the round. I don't think it's that much different. If you were to do an analysis, I think you would find that the teams that were consistently scoring more on differential is probably about the same distribution. However, that said, I don't care, and we'll do whatever everybody else wants to do. So if everybody likes differential scoring more, that's no problem.
It's one of those things, though, because you do see it where it comes down to like a couple points. So like last games do matter for like a tie, right? So because they put in that tie metric. So I think that's where the this bracket comes into play for the differential, is because it's really easy to get into that tie bracket with how close games are within the differential. So then your last games do help get out of that into like a win section. We've seen that a couple times at some of the other tournaments that we've gone to. So I could see the argument for that. When you just go win, loss, draw, there's a good argument on like, okay, you won 4 games, 5 games, or whatever it is. You already won the round. So then you have like 3 games that don't quote unquote matter, even though they still do for battle points and things like that. So yeah, I think it is kind of a perception thing, but with that tie bracket that they throw in, I think that's where the differential kind of game comes into play, because I've seen quite a few where it's like, oh, we could tie unless our last guy gets like 3 more points or whatever it is. So
yeah, that's fair. And I think the bigger the event too, the more the differential matters, because it stratifies the field more. So like if you're trying to get 10th place and there's 4 other teams that are in the hunt for that, then that's when you start to get down to the nitty gritty where stratifying the field more can make it definitely more interesting. So, but like I said, at the end of the day, we're going to give people what they want, right?
Yeah, I could see the argument for it too, because like even if you lose, if you got some points, you still feel like you contributed, right? Whereas in a straight win-loss, it's like you lost. We need the wins. So I could see how that argument gets thrown in there too. Like even your 3 points or 4 points that you got still contribute to you like winning a round or whatever it is. So
yeah, I think that's good feedback, and thank you for that. And then the last comment is from Terra Nord. Maybe that's a Skyrim reference.
I think
He's a terrible Nord.
That's on their birth certificate, I think.
He's like, that's my name, Dick.
Yeah.
So his comment in regards to the sportsmanship conversation, there are a lot of quote unquote cheaters in this community. The rule set aren't necessarily complicated, but the number of codexes leads to the need for a high trust environment that can be taken advantage of. Once you start cheating your rules out of your opponent's ignorance and get away with it, it's a short step to funny dice and card tricks. Some people base their worth off of being the 40K big dog in their group of nerds, and worded it in a kind of a blunt way, which I can appreciate. But I think you make some really good points, right? Like someone might accidentally cheat and then get away with it, where their opponent doesn't notice that they maybe said the rule wrong or something like that, and then the temptation, the little devil on your shoulder. Oh, maybe I could do it again, and then it's like a slippery slope towards bad behavior. I think that's honestly, that's probably the way. Like some of the people that are chronic offenders, that's probably the way that it happened. But I thought the best point out of that, there are some people who gain their sense of self-worth off of being good at something, and maybe they weren't good at other things. Maybe 40K was the first thing that they were good at, so they have a lot of emotional attachment to it. And that can be a positive or a negative, right? Like it could be something that gives you a greater sense of self-worth and pride. That's great. On the downside is that if you just can't stand the idea of losing. But the thing I took out of that comment, which I thought was really insightful, is there's so much material in the game that you really do need to have a strong social contract of like, I'm not going to look up everything that you say because then we'd never finish the game. Yeah. And like for me, when I play, I just assume my opponent's telling the truth. Like, it's really, really rare where I'm like, can you show that to me? Like, it's usually just like, oh, if you say it could do it, I take you at your word. Because it's just, you can't memorize all this stuff. There's too much stuff and it's always changing. So I think there's some good points in there. And it's like, that's when you start to get into this like gray zone of it's a complicated game and people make mistakes, and then there's always did they do it on purpose? Like it is really it's a complicated situation.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I mean, I think it's one of those things too where I kind of feel like people throw the word cheater around like more so than it should be thrown around. I think a lot of like you're saying with like the complexity of the game, there's just a lot of people that make mistakes, or like, oh, my codex used to do this thing, so I think that's the way it still works or whatever. Especially for some of us that have been playing since like third edition or whatever, you've got additions mixed up for like, oh, this is how combat works. Oh no, it's changed a little bit. Now it's this new thing or whatever. So I think a lot of people just make a lot of mistakes, or not a lot of mistakes, but make mistakes because of how complex the game is. And then also there's a lot of people that don't play for like months, and then all of a sudden they come back and they jump in. And now with how complex it is and all that stuff, it's easy to make a mistake. Like, oh man, I thought they moved 7, they actually move 8, or they actually move 6, or whatever it is. So I took an extra inch, my bad. Like things like that, I think are, in my mind, are more of a mistake than like a cheat, right? Like a cheat, in my opinion, like the guy was saying, is like, oh, the little devil jumps on your shoulder, is like, do this. And you're like, I know that's wrong. And you're like, yeah, I'm going to do it. That, in my opinion, is the cheat. Whereas, just getting a rule wrong or whatever is more of a mistake. I really think that most people in the community here aren't quote unquote cheaters. I think they just make mistakes. And that's the big thing. I don't think they're bad people or anything like that. I think it's mainly people that are just making mistakes. Unfortunately, with how complex the game is, it's not like chess where the game hasn't changed for 1,000 years or whatever. It's like, all right, so. It's a complex game that's constantly changing. So just keep that in mind anytime you're referring to anybody that made a mistake or whatever.
Well, just bear in mind that when we upload our brains into the Matrix,
can't wait.
Oh yeah, dude, give me that Starlink in my brain or whatever. No, that's not it.
Starlink.
Neuralink. I assume
Close.
Neuralink will connect to Starlink. Right? And then my brain will be in outer space too. But then we will be able to upload everything into our minds. Dude. So just look forward to that. Yeah. But I forget rules all the time to my detriment. I'm like, oh crap, that unit could have had lethal hits, and I forgot. But,
absolutely.
And to kind of put a pin in it, and Jake, obviously, if you have thoughts, chime in too. But if there is a pattern where someone keeps forgetting, which that we've had that happen, where we had to yellow or even red card someone, where it's like, this is the third game where you forgot a rule to your benefit. I no longer believe you. You're getting penalized.
Yeah.
So especially if it's the same rule. You're like, okay, now you're cheating.
It's an extremely fine line, and that's why so much credit goes out to not only our judges, but any organizer that takes it upon themselves to actually judge at a sizable event. We're talking it's not even easy at the RTT level, 15 people. But once you start getting into that 50, 60 person bracket, it's different, right? There's more at stake, there's more competition, there's a bigger player pool. But it is a very, very fine line between how you as a judge or a TO would interpret an infraction. So just in general, because it's dude, let's say I'm gonna come into this event intentionally cheating. It's so easy to just be like, oh, I'm sorry, I haven't played in a while, or I forgot, or whatever it might be. So it's this, it's almost like a cross between you have to literally be a judge, but you also have to be kind of a parent role, where it's interpreting what is your intent, how are you communicating, what does your behavior say versus what your words say, and then like you guys said, is it a repeated behavior? And that's why for us and how we modified or fine-tuned our carding metrics and stuff is look, the number one thing that you can basically do wrong is just bad behavior. Whether you're coming in too hot, you're bullying your opponent, because that's that's more tangible rather than well, where's the thing? Did you forget your one rule once and then that was it? So then that's more, you're more inclined to not be categorized as a quote unquote cheater. If you do it two times, 3 times, 4 times, well, then it makes it a lot more clear. Well, it's maybe you forgot between when I told you 45 minutes ago, or 2 games ago, whenever it might be. The repeated behavior usually is the easiest metric that's very telling, because otherwise it's you're taking he said, she said, between words between opponents. It's what if you as an opponent is just dude, he was cheating his ass off? Well, a judge has to kind of prove that. We're not just gonna go say hey, he said you were cheating, here's a card. It doesn't work like that. It's such a fine line.
on the flip side too, it's really easy to throw an accusation out there without any way to substantiate it. So you have to be cautious on both ends of it, right? Like, because I have friends who they're like, this guy's a cheater, that guy's a cheater, this guy, and I'm like, I know all those people, and they're definitely not, dude. I was like, the common denominator between all of these is you. Like, I'm like, I think you're just misinterpreting anything you don't like as that one thing. So
yeah, we used to have a guy that we played with all the time, and he'd always be like, I get cheated every single game. Everybody cheats against me. This guy cheated against me. And then he, like, the next game, he'd be like, this guy cheated against me to this thing. I'm like, I don't think they're cheating against you, man. Like, there's a common denominator here, but also, like, they're probably just, like, getting something wrong. I don't know. I don't even know where they're going. But I was like, goodness gracious, man. I was like, why do you play?
I heard all the time in, like, video gaming where it's like, he's hacking. He's hacking.
Yeah, exactly.
I had a guy accuse me of that, and I was like, bro, I barely can write an email, and you think I'm going to be hacking this?
You're like, ChatGPT is not to that point, all right? Once it does.
I was like, I'm flattered that you think I'm that tech savvy. I was like, I was playing a game and I had to point out to a guy, he's like, my guy's not doing as much damage. I'm like, it's because you took an upgrade on your unit that extends your range and lowers your damage. He's like, oh. I was like, you think I did that? Like, what?
I'll bet what happened is Reece typed into the chat. He's like, all your bases belong to us. And the guy's like, oh, you hacker. Yep. You're like, oh, shoot, you got me. Oh, I forgot to put the pound sign.
Yeah, dude. I was like, skibbity toilet, bro. 6'7" out of here.
That's a good mic. That's a good mic drop. You know, bringing the terminology all the way to the end of the episode.
There you go. Nailed it.
That was foreshadowing in the beginning, dude.
Yeah.
Love it.
Cool. Well, guys, thank you so much for listening. This is Signal's no idea what number, but we appreciate you guys tuning in.
I added in. Yeah,
sweet, cool, perfect.
7:41, dude.
On Wednesdays.
On Wednesdays, now that Reece knows, now he can open up properly. But anyways, guys, really appreciate you all listening, and we'll talk to you next week.
Yes, sir. See you at the LVO.